The Super Bowl 53. I don't know what Super Bowl this is. Surprisingly, if you guys did not know that the Kansas City Chiefs are actually located in Missouri and not in Kansas, I'm pretty sure there are. Oh, am I speaking into the? Why am I speaking into the headphones? Here's one thing that I really like, or don't. Sorry, this is one thing that I do not like. I think those headphones are backwards. Oh, baby, a triple. Nationers, welcome back into another episode of The Realest Podcast, episode 53, baby. Banner right beside me, right behind me. Nationers, I'm really glad to be back here for another episode. Today, I'm not going to lie, today has been great. February 11th has been a great freaking day. And I wanted to kind of explain a little bit of what's been going on. And yeah, just some things that are naturally going on. I have like my mixer in like a different area, like everything. Can I even hear myself through these headphones? Hello? I think I can hear myself through these headphones. I really have no idea. Not one clue. Not one clue. That's all that I could ever hope for. I know the audio is going through, but Nationers, I would like to, hey, camera, stop focus. The camera's focusing on Sal right now. I'm going to need you guys to come back. You guys are getting nice and close and personal. So obviously we have had some systems in the past where we could just have it already autofocus, manual focus right on me, but it's just easier if I record autofocus just in case if I move, right? Just in case if I move. And that's what we're doing. We're moving, and I needed it to be back on me. So Nationers, I want to get into today because not only is today, I guess, when you guys are watching this, it is the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is today. It's technically tomorrow for me, obviously, but for the most part, it is around the corner. It is here. It is finally upon us. The NFL season is coming to a close. Some of the things in the NFL have already kind of been announced, such as the MVP and Patrick Mahomes, who is playing in the Super Bowl. But then also, I want to talk about a little update of maybe getting Caitlin to be the co-host and join me on the podcast. It doesn't have to be every episode, right? But it could be every other episode, just like episodes that I kind of feel like it'd be great to come up with like a conversation, right? I feel like that would be kind of nice, right? Let's say we're talking about, I don't know, I feel like conspiracy theories are like the easy thing to talk about, but it's like, I feel like everyone's talked about it before. But let's say it's that topic, right? And that would be like a great one where we both kind of bring up stuff and just different things that are nice to talk about, right? Well, today I asked her, I was like, hey, Caitlin, would you like to join me for like the I guess the Valentine's Day podcast? But I was going to talk about some more Valentine's Day things if she came on. She's not on because she's a little ill. She's a little sick. So I was like, hey, Caitlin, like you're more than welcome to come on if you want. You don't have to. But it just didn't quite work out. I got done with my stream today and I was like, where's Caitlin? Like, where's she at? She was apparently, she was napping. She was like a little sick. And I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, she's up now and like moving, but I was just like, I don't want to like stress her at all. Like she's not a part of this in any way other than like, I do this for obviously you guys, a fun time to talk about things going on in our lives and different things around the world that are going on. And I figured it's nice. Obviously Caitlin's my sister. I've grown up with her my entire life, surprisingly. And yeah, I think it's just one of those things where it'd be nice to obviously bounce around. And I mentioned it last podcast. And today you probably were maybe expecting her to be here. Unfortunately, she's just a little sick. That's pretty much it. But it would be really nice to at least bounce some good conversation across because I sit here, I talk to you guys for about a half hour, and I hope that you guys honestly enjoy it. And today, again, not only do I want to talk about the Super Bowl, I want to talk about some of the commercials that are coming out, and then also a little bit of the halftime show And it would have been nice because Caitlin actually really likes Rihanna, who is the halftime performer of this year's Super Bowl. And obviously, like Valentine's Day coming up, and I don't know, just like little things kind of bouncing around, bouncing on. So yeah, honestly, Nationers, let's get right into it. I know it's already long overdue, but let's get right into, I guess, some of the conversation of things, right? The Super Bowl 50. I don't know what Super Bowl this is. Is it what Super Bowl this is? The Super Bowl 2023 Super Bowl. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's here. It's coming up. By the time this podcast goes out, it will be within the, next 4 hours, I guess. And we have the Kansas City Chiefs, which surprisingly, if you guys did not know, that the Kansas City Chiefs are actually located in Missouri and not in Kansas. Yeah. So this was a baffle to me when I figured this out. My dad had told me that they're in Missouri. And surprisingly enough, like obviously, like if you were to ask me where like Kansas City is, I'd be like, oh, probably like the center of Kansas, right? And you might have like the same response, somewhere like, I don't know, just somewhere in Kansas, right? It's somewhere in Kansas, but it happens to be like at the border of Kansas and Missouri because they share a border, an eastern border together. And it's one of those cities, which I don't know how this is legal, where a city can be in itself in two different states. Like, how does that work? Because like having a city that shares a border, like, it is like the border goes right through the city. And I don't know. There's hair on my back. I'm so sorry. I like don't know how that's possible. Like how, like, I'm pretty sure they came up with the state borders before they came up with the city, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that's how that went. I don't know how this was a thing. Maybe it was a thing like maybe right as the state was being finalized, or like there was this territory, people lived here, and they're like, you know what? We want this half and they want this half. It was kind of like the German line, back 40 plus years ago, where there was an Eastern and Western Germany. I guess there's just a Kansas City, and a Missouri, Kansas City. Like, we also have a city up here in Washington that shares itself with Idaho. It's called Newport. It's so weird. Like, legit. Like, it's split right like a river or something, just some natural landmark that is just split. And it's like, well, we're not going to create two different cities, so we might as well just name it one, and then they're both under different laws, which would make sense. Like, let's say like alcohol limit, like something that's pretty consistent but can vary per state, right? Let's say the alcohol, the BAC, blood alcohol content percentage, right? Let's say it's like a 0.08 in Washington and it's a 0.05 in Idaho, right? Which it's not. I think it's 0.08 for both. However, let's say like in Washington it's that, in Idaho it's that, and you go to a bar in Idaho, right? And for some dumb reason you decide to drive after consuming what was a little bit more suspicious amount of alcohol, and you go into Washington. It's legal in Washington because you're at like a 0.06, but it'd be illegal in Idaho. Because they, like, I don't know. It's just so weird to me that there is a city that is in two different states. I don't understand this. I literally don't understand this. I'm pretty sure there are. Hello? Oh, why am I speaking into the headphones? I was just wanting to know if there was any audio coming through the headphones because I have it over my hoodie. Yeah, okay, there's definitely audio coming through that. I can't believe I was like, hello? Like this was going to do anything. What was I thinking? Oh my God. Oh my God. Good times. I'm not going to lie. Just good times all around. So, Kansas City is in Missouri. They are playing in the Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles, who, funny enough, The Philadelphia Eagles. So you guys, if you guys follow the NFL, maybe just a few teams, right? There was a quarterback named Carson Wentz. He used to play for the Philadelphia Eagles. He did pretty well in some of his first rookie seasons. He's gotten hurt since, and now he's been traded to a team called the Washington Commanders, which are formerly known as the Washington Redskins, right? So with that, back in 2018, I think it was 2018, right? Carson Wentz was doing really well. He got hurt right as they were about to go into the playoffs, right? And kind of tough, right? Kind of tough. But their backup, Nick Foles, brought him all the way through the playoffs and took him to the Super Bowl. And not only took him to the Super Bowl, but they beat Tom Brady. They beat Tom Brady 44-41. Defense was an option that game, it seems like. So, with that, he was a backup to Carson Wentz. Last year, Carson Wentz was on the Philadelphia Eagles. His backup, Jalen Hurts, is now in the Super Bowl. So, Carson Wentz has two backup quarterbacks. His two backup quarterbacks, two most recent backup quarterbacks, are now in the Super Bowl. And I don't know if it's a Carson Wentz thing, or he just has like this bad juju. I really don't know. It's just funny to think about. So we have Patrick Mahomes, the league MVP of this season, controversially winning it because I think Jalen Hurts could have won it. He did have a shoulder injury that sidelined him for 2 weeks, and he very well could have won the MVP. Regardless, we have two really high-class athletes in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, which I don't think he necessarily deserves to be in there, because if you guys watch the AFC Championship game, the game, if you won, you go to the Super Bowl, it was a pretty biased game. And like as a fan and as somebody who's like watched a lot of football, and I'm not the only one who has watched a lot of football, people watch a lot of football. If you were to tell me that game had like fair flags, fair calls, you'd be lying to me, okay? You would be lying right to my face. You couldn't tell me with a straight face that game was called fairly. And so it kind of sucks because like the Bengals definitely should have won it. They definitely should have won it. But it just kind of sucks to see because they didn't make it. They were super close, right? And Patrick Mahomes goes, right? But, you know, you have somebody on the other side in Jalen Hurts who a lot of people have doubted, saying he's not a good quarterback. They came into the season and had the audacity to say he is not a starting quarterback. The audacity. Are you joking? Are you joking? And it's not, and I'm not saying this just because he's in the Super Bowl now. I have said this since he was a backup to Carson Wentz. I have always stuck behind Jalen Hurts' side. I'm not a big Alabama fan. I'm not an Oklahoma Sooners fan, both teams that he played for. The guy's good. The guy's good. And he has like a good quarterback build, right? He's not freakishly tall. He's not freakishly short. Sorry, Kyler Murray. And he's not like somebody, he's kind of like a nice little Swiss knife, right? Nice little Swiss knife. And for what it is, I don't understand. I don't like. Here's one thing that I really like, or don't, sorry. This is one thing that I do not like. I do not like when, I don't know how to put this. Okay. Here's something I don't like. I don't like it when certain sports organizations like follow narratives. Like I don't like it because they obviously need something to talk about, right? They obviously need something to talk about. I have a podcast. You're watching my podcast right now, right? You're hearing what I'm saying, right? Like obviously I could run with something. I could run with a narrative. I don't like when if it's not a narrative, they won't talk about it. It literally pisses me the flip off. I don't like it. And it sucks because, like, let's say, like, the bad officiating in the AFC Championship game between the Bengals and the Chiefs, right? To have the audacity from the owner, the commissioner of the NFL being like, dude, officiating's never been better. It's never been worse. It's literally never been worse. It is honestly, and I'm not like I'm not like somebody who's going to go to Twitter and be like, oh, what the frick? What is this? Like, I just can't believe, like, the officiating. Why did they call that flag? It's so unfair. They're just, like, favoriting, like, these quarterbacks or these players. Mind you, regardless of any of the script theories in the NFL, regardless of if it's true or not, it pisses me off when if a narrative is not being talked about or they don't want it to be talked about, because these are obviously the people in the media, the journalists, the people who are talking about these certain things that thousands to millions of people are watching. Like, I can't change their mind, but they can surely change mine. It's just like the one-way street. Like, I'm not going up and talking to them. Like, I really wish there was more people in, I guess, any sort of media, like whether it be politics, whether it be sports, whether it be just like normal news, right? That would just be honest. Like, I don't get why people need to like follow a certain narrative. It's nice to be able to talk about stuff. Like, this is what we do on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers, they kind of fall into the, like, oh, this is kind of hot right now, trendy type stuff. That's kind of like the similarity to like a narrative, right? Or they lean into something. Logan Paul, obviously, had like his recent CryptoZoo controversy, right? But everyone kind of leaned into it for a little bit. Does it really matter? They're going to provide their input, but like, there's so many real people when it comes to YouTube. And this is why I love YouTube, because there's so many different opinions. I don't like it now that like articles are just, they're not even just like statements. They're just like opinions. They're like literally just opinions. And it annoys me because I feel like not only from a journalistic standpoint, somebody who wants to provide something to you guys, it's just like everything has become so opinionated. I guess it's not opinionated, but it is opinionated. Right? That's kind of what I'm saying. And so a lot of people were talking about that with Jalen Hurts leading into the season. And they were just like, and I'm like, brother, the guy's good. The guy's good. And the audacity for people to be like, I don't think he's that good. Bro, just watch a game. Like, do I think he's going to be like a quarterback for like the next 8 years? Probably. I'd be straight up and tell you to your face if he's going to die next like year and just like fall off the earth. He's not. Like, there's different quarterbacks in the league where, this is funny enough, the Giants, the New York Giants, a team that you guys probably very well know, they've won a few Super Bowls against Tom Brady themselves, right? They had a quarterback named Daniel Jones, and he's been the quarterback since like 2018. I don't know why he's been the quarterback since 2018. I don't think he's like that good. Like, they could do better. Like, it's one of those things, it's like you have a quarterback, and it's like either we could draft a new quarterback, which is still very much an option, which they should, or we could just try and develop him over 3 years. Now it's 5, or 4, or 5. You get what I mean, right? So it's one of those things. It's like, is it like, I just don't understand. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how half these people have their jobs. I really don't. Like, I really don't understand how half these people have their jobs. I get it. They're polarizing. They're very entertaining. I could care less. Just give me some substance that's good, or a little bit more of just like the honest truth of things. Like, I don't mind somebody who's very opinionated or somebody who's very polarizing. Just give me a middle of the road type of guy, which unfortunately for these people, they don't care about. And I really dislike it. And that's something that, like, when it comes to sports, that's something that very much happens. This is one of the reasons why I really love track and field, okay? One of the really, really deep reasons why I love track and field is because all the commentators, like, and all the interviewers, they go out of the way. I mean, obviously it's their job to like interview people, but it's also their job to research them, like who they've been training with, and they're very honest. And they're like super blunt about like, you know what? I mean, they have a new coach. I'm not sure if I agree with the decision, but we're going to see how it kind of progresses throughout the season. Like, that is an honest, true take, right? It doesn't have to be like, oh man, this. I just had popcorn before I came. and there's a kernel in the back of my throat. So stuff like that. Like, that's why I like track, because even though you can still like see that maybe somebody's got a new coaching regimen. They've now started training with other competitors in their same division, or same event. That is not division, but same event. And then also move different states. And how is that working out for them, right? Like, I love how open and honest track and field is. And that goes for all countries. That goes for like every single country. Like, people on the commentation are really good at that. And that's what we need more of when it comes to like these big sports, because I think some people are very polarizing yays or nays, but then there's not people like that are just middle of the road. There's maybe like a few like Dan Orlovsky. He's pretty good at that. He's just one of the guys that I've known. Lewis Riddick, he's also really good. Ryan Clark, they're also really good commentators. People who are also in like NBA, this is also something that this happens very often about. And it kind of sucks because obviously we want everyone who we think is going to do good, but then, you know, other people get more flack than they should be, and then people get more praise than they should be, right? It's just, not to say that it's unfair, but it's just not just, right? I don't know. Not to say that everything needs to be just, but it's just like, come on, brother. Come on. I don't like it. Nationers. I don't like it. However, some things that I would like to talk about are my predictions for the Super Bowl. I think I would really like to see the Eagles win just because I want Jalen Hurts, and I love a good story where it's like, you doubted me this entire season, and I've just won a Super Bowl in my second season in the league. Which Patrick Mahomes nearly did. Maybe he did. No, he won an MVP in his second year. He didn't win the Super Bowl, but he won an MVP in his second year. Which Jalen Hurts, again, should have won the MVP this year, but it went to Patrick Mahomes. Still very right in that regard. But then also, I think as a Raiders fan, which don't come at me in the comments for being a Raiders fan, okay? Just feel free to comment your favorite team and then maybe like slide like a slight diss at like the Raiders, because I understand. I've heard a lot of hate in my time. But they're also in the same division as the Chiefs, which kind of makes it hard because, like, yeah, it's nice. I want to see Patrick Mahomes maybe win like a Super Bowl. But I would like to see Jalen Hurts win. So my want is that the Eagles win by like 20 points, which I don't know if it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a shootout. So I want them to win by 20 points, maybe like 34 to like maybe 21, like a few scores, or maybe like 17, roughly around there, 17-34. I know that's not 20 points, but but how I think it's going to go, I think it's going to be a pretty good shootout. I think the first quarter is going to go to one team, and then I think that team that's leading isn't going to do so well in the second, and then the team that did poorly in the first and is not winning is going to kind of come back in the third, and they're going to kind of just merge through the fourth to win the Super Bowl. Who do I think is going to win? I think the Eagles are going to win 37-28. That's the score. I'm putting up a lot of points. I'm putting up a lot of points for the Eagles, which it very well could be. It could also be the very opposite. It could be also like 24 Chiefs to 14 Eagles, which kind of sucks because I don't want the Chiefs to win, but I would like to see the Eagles win just because the Chiefs, then they get a further draft pick and then potentially don't, just stuff like that. Well, wait, no, because then never mind. Scratch that. If they do win, obviously they get to rub it in our face, but then they also get a one draft pick later, but it doesn't really matter. The Raiders, I just hope we get Aaron Rodgers or some good quarterback, Nations. I really, really hope. And so that's how I think it's going to go. We're going to be watching it at home with my sister and my parents. Obviously, this podcast is going to be coming out, so obviously that's good news. And again, Nation, I'm going to try my best to continually give you guys good content when it comes to this podcast. I know I haven't been super consistent throughout the 23 early months of 2023. We've already released 2. This will be our 3rd. So again, make sure to leave a like on the live stream. This is not a live stream. I've been live streaming so much. I do want to talk about this, but leave a like on the video if you guys do enjoy. We're not done yet. I do want to mention I'm doing a challenge in Minecraft where I'm mining a 100 by 100 block area in Minecraft by hand. Yeah, a 100 by 100 block area in Minecraft. All the way. So obviously there's land that goes above a certain area, but roughly I found like a good flat area, flat region for most of this. And day one was basically having the 100 by 100 area, and then using that to then, have an outline of things, and then outline of the area just so we can kind of obviously see it from a viewer standpoint, and for thumbnails and whatnot, and just so you could kind of see like what hole I'm digging, right? And so I'm working on an area 100 by 100. I took all the grass, dirt, and gravel all the way from like the very top areas of this mining expedition, and I've taken essentially, how do I say it? Like, I've just taken this is so weird to say, but I've then taken all the grass, flattened it out to basically where the outside ring is, and I flattened it all out on day 2. Day 3, I started digging down. So I made it, basically this is a square. I started digging down and just going across. And so I've been just kind of going across, but I haven't been going all the way across. I've been going like, let's go 10 blocks and let's go down to y equals 20. So essentially why I went to y equals 20 is because if I do about 40 per each of them, it's about 4. I could do like 25, 25, 25. So that's obvious, or 25. Yeah, 25, 25, 25. That's 100 blocks. So there's 4 there. And then if I do 40 down, I'm about 128, roughly 129, which I think is about 120 plus going down. So if I do a third, so I basically finished just today on day 4. So we did 10 on day 1 or day 3, and then day 4 today we did 15 more. So we're about 25% of that first row done, and so it's a lot. So we're 1/12 of that way done, but we've also finished up the top. So I guess like 1/12. What is that in my mind? I don't have my phone. Oh, I do have my phone. Oh, sick. Okay, cool. Hold on. 1 divided by 12. Yikes. It's 0.08. 333 repeating. It's not even a tenth of the way there. I guess we're probably like a tenth of the way there, but I don't really think that we are, unfortunately. So it's just a matter of getting it done. And I think I've been just finding like methods that work and haven't worked. So it's been kind of rough, but I've been definitely doing my best to try and get it done. It's a nice little challenge because I think after this, I'm going to feel so rewarded about like finishing everything and getting it done. But then also on top of that, we're going to begin a giant build and a giant project where we are going to be building the world's largest nuclear bunker in there. And I'm super excited for it. I'm like really, really excited for it. And, yeah, it's just one of those things that, we're going to have so many chests. If you guys know Minecraft, obviously there's chests that you can put stuff in, and we're already have dirt-wise, we maybe have like 20-ish chests of dirt, maybe a little less than that. 4 by 3 to 12. We have about 13 chests. And then for the stone and all the other kind of like material blocks in the bottom, we have, that's gravel, andesite, diorite, granite, stone, all that. We have maybe 35 plus chests, double chests of that. That seems about right. Maybe a little bit more. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff to do and a lot of stuff still left to kind of finish up. So maybe about a tenth of the way there. And I'm really, really excited for it. And I hope that it gets done. So feel free to obviously come down to a live stream. That channel has been doing really, really well. My second channel, that is. I have a few stuff that I'm working on, and also an album, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. I got to reset the camera. So yeah, obviously videos coming out on the second channel, and then one main channel video coming out, which I'm really, really excited about. But I'm also working on an album, Nationers. I know I kind of maybe teased it in last week's episode. I don't know. Maybe I did tease it in last week's episode. But I am working on an album. It's 17 songs. It's pretty awesome recording it. So basically in the month of February, I'm taking every single night that I can just to work on this album and, finish each song. I finished recording 2 songs right now, halfway through one of them, and then have all the songs obviously all written and whatnot. So it's not like that difficult, but definitely taking some time and want to obviously let you guys know a little bit of update. It's going to be out of my Spotify. I'll leave that down in the description as well, just in case you guys want to check out my Spotify for when that comes out. But April is when I hope to have the album out. I'm hoping to maybe just get some more teasers out for you guys. And that's basically kind of the album that I really want to share with you guys. Like, I don't want to share too much about the album, but I mean, I've been sharing some stuff on my Instagram, so it's been kind of nice, but I don't want to share too much. But basically, all in all, every night I'm like downstairs working on this album. I have like these blankets on the ground just so like, there's no echo. I have like a certain thing that sits behind here that covers, sound projecting and patterns it. And then I obviously use mainly this mic. It's not the best because I don't have a preamp going into it. So there is a little bit of white noise, but you can't really hear it with the beat. If it's a problem damn, I'm going to have to re-record that entire album. But there's some songs where I'm using other mics that are a little bit more better for vocals. Like singing. This one's maybe a little good for what I would like, right? A little good for what I would like. So all in all, I'm really happy and really, really excited for this entire album to come out again in April. And also I forgot, when I'm recording, I have these two stands. Basically, like, think about it like a light stand that goes up to like here. I have clips, so I clip a blanket up to the tops of each of them, and I drape a blanket across, clip them, and then I just have like this little shield that I put like to the side right here. Just have a little shield, and then if I need to move, I move one out and then get out, and it's really nice. It's really fun recording down there like late nights and like multiple takes and just trying to figure out like what's really working. So I'm really happy, and a lot of the songs that I have are very passionate and very, very invigorating and hopefully inspiring to you guys. And it's a very vulnerable album. It's a very inspiring album, to say the least. And I hope that you guys are still able to enjoy it. I'm not like the best at doing all this stuff by myself, but I still want to put out music for you guys, and I want you guys to enjoy it. So that's pretty much the entirety of what I want to do with this album and the entirety of this podcast, Nation. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Nation today. Again, we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, so make sure to subscribe. Nationers, episode 53, banner right behind me of the Realest Podcast. We're going to try and get Caitlin on next episode. I can promise you that. I'm going to still try, and I love you. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, night, wherever you guys are. 07, and peace.